Oh, okay.
Carl. Yeah,
That's cool. So you said you're working with some children's pythons?
I do. I have one children's python right now, and I'm getting another one for Warren Booth. So I have. You want me to grab them?
Yes.
Okay, hang on. I'll grab them.
Yes. Absolutely. I love seeing all kinds of reptiles, animals, snakes, lizards. I don't care. I'm
Yeah.
not discriminatory at all. I love them all.
I just picked this guy up
Are
from.
you wearing a Harbin shirt?
I am wearing a Harbin shirt,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
they're
That
also in.
Tennessee orange right there.
Yeah, Tennessee's playing. I don't watch sports at all, but I know they're at the game, so I had to act like I watch Tennessee football and wear orange.
Oh, what a beautiful little guy right there. Is
So
that a
he
hatchling?
no, he's not a hatchling. He's almost 2.
Okay.
So this is about as big as he's gonna get. He get a little bigger. They never stop growing. His name is Julius Squeezer. He
Julius
got
Squeezer?
he got a cool name because
Oh,
he's staying.
dude, that's awesome.
Now I don't know too
Julius
much about the
Squeezer.
children's pythons. Where do they originate?
Australia. So
Australia.
all the
Okay.
antirrhesus species, they come from Australia, and so that's the spotted pythons, the children's pythons, the pygmies, the Stimsons. Those are all from Australia.
But the
Okay.
ones we have in the States, though, they were from Australia a while ago, right? They don't let any other animals go anymore, do they? I
Right,
mean, it's pretty hard to
exactly.
get those animals over here.
Yes, and I know, and if they ever, whenever they do open it up, that would be great. There are some other morphs in the
God.
Stimsons, and so, but they're still really cool. They move slower than like a corn snake. Like I don't, the corn snakes move really fast. My son has a corn snake, and we named him Spicy Noodle for a reason. Um, but they're still really curious, and they move more than a ball python does, but not as fast as a corn snake. So that's perfect, and they don't get real big. My husband says I can't get anything that's big enough to eat our chihuahua, so he kind of put the brakes on anything much bigger than a ball python for me.
Now, what,
So how many eggs in a season do they tend to lay?
They can so I'm just still reading the book, and they can read like they're it's a wide variety. From what I can remember, it was like from 3 to 22. So but
oh,
A
that's just
tiny little snake, man, putting in
yeah, there's
extra
tiny
work.
little eggs. So this guy basically is like a normal, like a just what they look like. He's 66% het albino, the European line. There's 2 lines in children's pythons, the European albino and the US line albino. They don't right now they don't think that they're the same thing, but they're not sure.
okay. Yeah, that was my
But they
next.
do different things. So
I think Jamie wants one.
yeah. That okay. So I don't know if you guys are aware, but Jamie from More Forge is like my name twin. So her name is Jamie Stewart. My name is Jamie Stewart, and her middle name is Jamie Marie, and I'm Mary Lee. So our names are very,
Oh,
very close.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's
And from
yeah.
that, we've made a great friendship. So just because we're named twins.
There
Oh
you
And
yeah.
go.
Jamies are cool. There's a lot of Jamies in the hobby. And so far each one of them is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of
far,
the
so
Motorsport
cool.
family, over there on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. You can go over there and check them out. We have John, Jamie, and Jason over there.
That's right. You don't want to miss their hot seats. That's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. What's the diet of like the children's pythons and
So he is eating mice pinkies or like fuzzies. He's on
okay.
fuzzies. Yeah.
Now the
That's
females,
usually.
they kind of like do they double clutch or are they just like a one clutch and done for a year or I don't know
I
about
am not sure.
okay.
So I'm still learning on all of that.
Okay. Yeah, not a
I
problem.
think that's a big colubrid thing that double clutches. I don't know
I think
if
it's cool. Yeah, I'm not
I'm
sure
not.
that the pythons
Yeah,
would.
I think it's colubrids that mainly do that double clutching stuff.
Okay, yeah. The children's pythons, it's all new to me, so I just was curious and trying to dig more information up about that. So
Yeah, they're really cool. There's not too many of them on Morph Market. I've got my eye on a few of them to like help grow
mhm.
our collection of them. I know I'm getting one from Warren Booth. We talked about that when I bought this one from him at the last SERE show. And yeah, I really like him. He's really nifty.
So, what are your future plans with those two then?
So I well he's ready to breed, but I don't have one that's an adult. So I would be buying one from Warren Booth. Probably I'd like to get a visual albino female and grow her up. And then in the meantime, buy another adult girl like this, just a normal one, and start just breeding them and get used to how do you keep the females and go through the whole thing while I'm waiting for the albino one to grow up. And then I've got the Stimson's python. So I have a wheat belt Stimson's. There's an Eastern and a wheat belt Western Stimson pythons. I've got a Western Stimson. And so she's a girl, and I'll be looking for a boy for her in another year or so, because she's just a yearling right now. So
Okay.
Now, go ahead, Sean. Sorry.
No, I wasn't saying nothing. Go ahead, Mike. I was just saying,
Okay.
cool. I like the snake she's holding, man. I just.
Oh yeah. Now, with them being from like Australia, they have like a warmer temperature.
No, like actually, I keep them in a slightly cooler than you would a ball python, and the humidity isn't nearly as important, so they'll shed no problems. But I give them my snake room is usually at 78, 80 degrees, and then they have a 85 hotspot. Like they're kept slightly cooler than the ball python.
Okay.
That's interesting, because I always think Australia is a hot place.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking at first too. So I had to throw the question out there. So
what got you into all this, Jamie? What made you want to do all this after the military?
I've always loved reptiles. I grew up with reptiles. My dad everyone found a garter snake, but I lived in Detroit. So really, it's kind of awesome if you can find anything besides worms and roly-polies. So we found a garter snake, and I kept him for a while when I was little.
And leftover 9mm shells.
Yeah. My dad had a Nile monitor, and we would give him baths in the bathtub, and I thought that was really cool.
That's awesome.
So I had kept ball pythons in my 20s when I had right before I joined the military, because I joined a little late. And that was back when there were only fancies and normals. And then I sold them, joined the military, did my thing. My son that I had later in life was scared of snakes. So I didn't get any snakes while I was a single mom. And then I met my husband, and our joint son, his son that I adopted, he wanted a corn snake, or he wanted a snake. And I said, well, we'll go to the pet store and look for ball pythons. And the pet store guy talked him into a corn snake. And I was like, I don't like corn snakes. And so we had foster kids at the time, and my foster daughter was like the snake. I'm like, you want to see a real cool snake? Let me go show you. I'm sure they've got YouTube videos on ball pythons. And so I went on ball pythons, and little did I know how cool they had turned out. Like, I didn't even know about a banana when I had them before. So that's when I found all these really cool ball pythons. My kids my older two were getting ready to go into their junior year of high school, and I homeschool them. So I said, hey, honey, it would be really cool to do their senior project on genetics, and we can get a couple ball pythons and have them do the Punnett square, and then actually see what pops out of the egg, and do the whole thing. And that was 3 years ago. And now I have over 100 ball pythons. I have a little bit of a problem.
That's awesome.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. So now we have over 100.
You were talking about the Nile monitor. You were giving a bath and stuff. That reminds me of one of my favorite books when I was a kid. I think it was Al, the alligator, where the little boy would take him to school and stuff like that.
Nice. That's kind of how it was. Yeah, he was really cool. And we would raise mice for him. And so I was I basically had touched on what I'm doing in the garage, because I raised my own ASFs on a much smaller scale. We did it in the house with mice, but I knew from doing it with mice, I didn't want to do mice again, because those little crappers eat their babies all the time, and they stink. And it was not a good experience for me when I was a kid. So when I learned about ASFs, I knew that was kind of the route I wanted to go, and they've been great.
I always thought when I got into rats and stuff, and I started breeding my own rats, I didn't think mice would be so stinky. I always thought it was going to be the Norwegians that were going to be big, nasty, and stinky. And it was never them guys. It was always the mice. Oh.
Yeah, and we had one mouse.
Dude, I just changed your tub yesterday, man. Y'all smell like booty.
And I don't know what was wrong with that one girl, but she did. She just never brought a clutch to term, and I was like, oh, I don't like you anymore. So, but that's when I was young and I knew.
Joe says, "What you know about Detroit 9 Mile boat launch?"
Oh, now I don't know anything about 9 Mile boat launch. I grew up on Springwells and Whitaker on the west side, so my parents didn't let me walk or leave our block very much when we lived there. And I went to Western High School until my 10th grade, and then we moved out to Monroe, Michigan. So
Yeah, Joe, he's from Michigan up here with me. So
nice. Y'all know
things
how to
about
play euchre? That's the real
yeah,
question.
yeah. I have
Nobody knows
rail
how to play
guards. I used to play with my mother-in-law and family. Then when I lost my vision, I found out I could get braille cards. So
Yeah,
we use the braille cards, and they're braille and print on them. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1 kind of deal there. But
that's
it's
awesome.
awesome. Yeah, yeah.
That
Like
snake is very inquisitive, isn't it?
He is. He just likes to move around and climb it, but he doesn't like zipping. I don't have to constantly do the treadmill hands like you do for like a
It's
corn
just
snake
like
or
you could
something.
see, like it seems like it's constantly thinking. It's just like, oh, what's over here?
Every
Okay,
time I
I'm
open
gonna
his
come down here.
every time I open his tub, he's like, "Where you at?" I have them in clear tubs because I just feel I like all my stuff in clear tubs. I'm working on upgrading my
Sign
ARS
me up
rack.
for a baby.
Nice.
I,
Now, well, give me a
yeah,
couple
those are
years.
cool.
Yeah, he's really neat.
do they get about the same size as like a rat snake or no?
I think more like a corn snake.
Okay, more like okay.
Yeah, like
So
he's
are they?
basically mostly grown.
Are those animals biurnal, nocturnal, diurnal? Are they up in the day, the night,
I
or
think it's more
somewhere in
like where
between?
it's nocturnal. I know I read from what I read the books that they can travel miles, like hundreds of miles at night. But I mean, I just open the tub and he's always just, what's going on? No matter what time of day it is, he's like, what's up?
Dude, I love their pattern. I mean, hold on. Hey,
And
Carol,
he's
can
real
you go ahead and
frosty.
put her on the